Dan Ives is with us, Managing Director, Equity Research, Wedbush Securities. Dan, you could not be with us on a better day. We've had big news from Tesla. We love to take a look at your Ives ETF. I saw Uber selling off a little portion. I'd love to get your take on all of this. So let's start with the Tesla news, right? We're watching your base case. I know you had a bullish case at one point for Tesla. This $5 billion stock offering over time. How big of a deal is it to you? And what is still your different cases for Tesla?
Yeah, look, it's the right move at the right time because they're shoring up that balance sheet and CapEx that's needed. You have Berlin as well as Austin build outs, and they're hitting when the iron's hot in terms of continues to be the playbook of Musk raising capital. There's 12 billion and we'll call it 12 to 13 billion depending on this raise over the last year. And that is really one of the keys because you got profitability now combined with the raise. In my opinion, bear thesis continues to be thrown out the window. And that's why our bull case is $1,000 here.
$1,000, you're sticking with it, huh? I love it, I love it. So the bear case gets thrown out the window, to use your words, the $1,000. I mean, there are a lot of folks who love Elon Musk. They see the genius in what the company is. It's not just cars, right? I mean, there's so much more that comes from Tesla. And that's what's going to drive this whole thing, right?
Look, you're buying a brand, you're buying the DNA of Musk. It's what they built in terms of, not just from a battery technology perspective, but from a brand. And that's happening globally. I mean, look at China. China, they're competing against domestic players like NIO and BYD and others. And we're continuing to see that as really the hearts and lungs of the bull story. And you got to give it to Musk.
Right.
Because right now, in the EV market, it's Tesla's world and everyone else paying rent.
It's amazing. That's a good one. That's a good one. I went back, I was looking last June, this was a $35 stock. I mean, when you look at the split, the stock split, it's unbelievable. I mean, so many people missed the boat, but with a $1,000 bull case, they still have room to run. Let's get to your Ives ETF. What's the most exciting part about the cloud and cybersecurity names that you're watching here for the next 6 to 12 months? Which names within the ETF do you like best?
I think part of what we're so excited with the ETF because it speaks to $1 trillion being spent on the cloud over the next decade. And this is really a mid-cap, really global way to go after in terms of the infrastructure and platform plays. And as much as we talk about work from home names, you look at some of these names behind the scenes, like a nice systems in terms of the call center cloud shift, which is in the ETF, as well as a handful of other names. I mean, this speaks to what I view as really a transformational cloud opportunity that I think the ETF captures, especially a lot of these golden jewels that I think many, of course, some of our favorite names are some of the large caps. But if you look at some of the opportunities over the next decade, it's going to be mid-cap infrastructure, and that's what this ETF captures.
Yeah, and I know you had a lot of names that were on your list today, Okta and CrowdStrike and Zscaler and DocuSign, just to name a few. What were some of your thoughts on any of those particular names?
I think right now, if I'm an investor, you look at, we think FAANG names go another 30% higher, led by Apple. You look at cybersecurity, names like a Zscaler and Okta, Varonis, among others. And then you look at cloud. You look at names like DocuSign, of course, Microsoft and the large cap. I think that's the trifecta. It's really FAANG, cloud, and cybersecurity. I think a year from now, tech's up another 30%. And to me, that continues to be the best way to play it with cloud front and center.
Right. Oh, wow. So you said a lot. Tech goes up 30%. FAANG goes up 30%, led by Apple. Apple today is at 124 and change. Do you have a bull case on Apple so people have a target from your brain?
Yeah, bull case right now is 175, but I don't think it's out of the realm that we could have a 2 in front of that stock when we look out over the next year. It's, in my opinion, it's the biggest product cycle that we've seen out of Cupertino in the last decade. And I think if you look at the super cycle thesis of iPhone 12 playing out in China's front and center, that's why Apple continues to be our favorite large cap name.
Yeah, the two handle doesn't seem crazy to you, does it? And especially when you start to do the checks and see that the more expensive products are in demand, right? I mean, that's an idea there as well. Quick thought on what you saw with Uber today, selling off the self-driving part of this to Aurora. And so is that a big deal? I mean, what are your thoughts on Uber when you see the stock is down just a little bit today?
Yeah, I think that continues to be a profitability story focused on food delivery and, of course, seeing a rebound in ride sharing going into next year, especially post pandemic. Look, to me right now, you look at autonomous, they cut the bait. I mean, they could cut it, to some extent without maybe a monetization. This is something the street wants to see. Laser focused, focused on profitability. That's what Dara's doing. That's why, in my opinion, Uber is a stock that continues to re-rate from here. Good strategic move. And ultimately, right now, this sort of cuts bait at the right time.
I did just see that Apple is unveiling AirPods Max over-ear headphones, $549. I didn't know that until just this moment. And I said that the Apple products, the high-priced products, have been in demand. A quick thought on Apple's high-priced products and this AirPods Max over-ear headphones, $549 price tag there. Dan?
It's going to add to the tailwinds in AirPods. Right now, we have 90 million units. A year ago, we had 65 million. Put that in perspective, 5% of revenues. It's part of the re-rating here in Apple. Massive product cycle in Cupertino across the board.
Yes, they'll run out of those, I'm sure, for the holidays as everybody runs to get them. Dan, it's good to see you. Thanks you so much, always. Love when you take time to join us here on the watch list. Thanks, Dan, always.
Thank you.
Managing Director, Equity Research, Wedbush Securities.